Hey everybody, Pop's here. I thought I'd give you another episode of Pop's Perspective. So this week it was interesting. I was just happened to be flipping through some, YouTube short videos, and somebody came up, I can't remember who it was, and they were talking about your relationship with your children. And the thing that they said that I thought was so interesting was that you only have, and it's obvious, you only have a short time with your children as children. So I don't know, how old do you think you would consider someone a children? Age 15? Age 18 is when age 18 is when people tend to think of kids as adults. But the fact of the matter is you only have those people as children for 15 years. And then after that, you spend the rest of the time with them as adults. I think that's really something that's important to remember. I know a lot of the folks who follow me on this channel are older folks. And, when we were younger, there was no cell phones to distract us from spending time with our kids. I mean, obviously we had other distractions, but there was no cell phones. But the thing I would say to you younger parents is, be present with your children. Be present with your children. You got a window. You got a window, 15, 18-year window. And when that's done, they're not children anymore, and now they're adults. And now that time that you could have invested with them, that would have made so much difference for them in the development of becoming adults, it's gone. It's gone. And you'll never get it back. It's like I say, you have this window, and you have to take advantage of that window. Now, you folks who follow my videos who are older folks, you have the same opportunity with grandchildren, where you're going to have your grandchildren for a short time. I think about my age and the age of my grandchildren. I don't know if I'll ever see them even graduate high school or get married or anything, because I'm an older person. But the thing I want to do is I want to make sure that the whole time my grandchildren knew me, they knew that I was present with them. When I was with them, there was nothing more important than them. And the thing that breaks my heart is when you see families, you see parents, mothers, grandparents, and they have children with them, and the whole time they're on a phone. Okay, so if I'm on a phone, if you're standing in front of me or sitting with me or I'm at your house or something, and the whole time I'm with you, I'm on a phone, I'm communicating to you that this is more important than you are. And sometimes it's not like important things where you're having conversations or texting or something. It's social media stuff. So the first thing is you want to make sure that you are present with your children while you have this window, because you're not always going to have it. You're present with your grandchildren while you have this window. My father-in-law was a brilliant pediatrician, and he and I were best friends. One of the greatest things that I felt so honored is my father-in-law, of all people, told me that I was his best friend. Oh my gosh, I just loved that. I was so honored by that. But I remember when Josh was about 12, I sat down with my father-in-law and I said, Josh is growing up so quick. I only have him for 6 more years. And he looks at me, wise man. He looks at me and says, you don't have him that long. And I was like, wow. And he was right. Because as kids get older, they're involved in their activities. They have girlfriends, boyfriends, doing all kinds of things, and they don't necessarily want to hang out with the old man. And so that's another thing to think about. They may be at home until a particular age, 18 or something like that, but you don't even have them that long. You only have them maybe till they're 13, something like that. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that you really want to be present. You really want to invest in the lives of those children while you have them. But then the thing is, as they get older, the thing I'm understanding is my kids are almost in their 40s. You also want to be present with them then. There was a time when Josh and I I was working at a place, Josh was living close by, and there was a time where we would have lunch together periodically. And I'll never forget that one day I realized the number of times that I'm going to have the opportunity to eat lunch with Josh like this is a finite number of times, right? There'll be a time where we won't be able to do it anymore. And when you think about life like that, where life is fleeting, it causes you to kind of be present and recognize you won't always have these opportunities. So when you have those opportunities, you want to make sure that you are present, that you are giving your all when you're with people at that particular time. In my life as a father, I have not been a perfect father. I think it's only by the grace of God that my kids are doing as well as they are. But the one thing that I always tried to do was be present with them. Wherever we were doing, be present with them. So they would recognize that when I was with them, they were the most important thing about this time when I was with them. So, I don't know, just my thoughts. Pop's perspective. Thank you for stopping by. Hopefully that will be something that was interesting to you. Leave comments. I'll be interested to hear your reaction or any other suggestions that you might have. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you on the next video.